On this episode of the Rebrand Review, we're talking about household goods and electricals.
And is it boiling hot or is it clay cold?
Clay cold?
Clay.
Freezing cold?
It's clay cold. You never heard that before?
Never ever.
Always clay cold.
I'm Tony Hardy, founder and director of Canny Creative.
I'm Glen, creative director here at Canny.
And today we're talking about Morphy Richards. Morphy Richards are a massive electrical brand. They sell kettles, toasters, microwaves, you name it, they sell it. They're household appliances all over the place.
Yeah, the brand is sort of like built this new rebrand of a historic element to it, and I absolutely love when people drag from their past.
Me too. So it's built on the idea of the two founders, Donald Murphy and Charles Richards. Now, the logo, the identity, it all forms around this duality point. So the name Morphy, it's all straight edged, it's a sans serif typeface. Yeah. The name Richards is all serif, it's a little more creative, and I'm guessing Donald was probably the straight edge guy. Charles Richards was probably the sales guy, adding a bit of fun, adding a bit of flavour to the brand. And the logo combines those two personalities together, and that rolls through the entire brand identity.
When you get into the visuals, that idea of duality again comes back through absolutely everything. They've got these two different styles. They've got this lovely illustration style where they're sort of combining photos and almost like newspaper cartoons.
Yeah.
And then they've got this other illustration style which is very much product shots, and then it splits down the middle to like this more like, I don't know, like homely shot of, I mean, the example that we're going to show on screen is a toaster, and then
beautiful macro shots of butter, and it's like a real duality approach. The illustrations that Glen are talking about are really beautiful, but they do feel underutilized in the brand. That's probably one thing I would say. And again though, the packaging also plays on the two-tone nature. They're splitting things right down the middle. It's blue and it's white, and the illustration changes colour. The way everything kind of just sits, it's really, really beautiful.
It's really nice when you see the packaging compared to the advertising. The advertising obviously is there to market, to entice, to go from there. Whereas the packaging comes across as this like functional, blueprinty type element to it. And I think they've thought about that really well to the two different sides of the business.
The only thing with the packaging that I find that there's probably a missed opportunity is they're using the slogan of happiness engineered. And happiness sits on one colour, engineered sits on the other, but the font doesn't change. Yeah. And I think happiness could have been the quirky, like playful font, and engineered could have been the straight up font, but you know, it's very minor. It's, everything else is perfect.
But that does roll onto the logo quite nicely.
Yeah, it does.
Me and Tony we just think it's really unbalanced. They always, because they went for this duality, the concept is great. Beautiful. Absolutely love the concept, but the logo itself, with it being a sans serif and then a serif underneath, there's just something about it that jars all the time.
It just feels like it's tipping or it's unbalanced, and we can't work out what it is, but I would like to see how many versions of that they went through to get to what they've got. It just feels like maybe it should be the other way on. I don't know. Especially
when you look at if you look at the icon version of it where it animates in, that is just like awful in terms of the balances. Obviously it takes away the line so the art doesn't fit.
It just looks like it's going to tip over. Anyway, the type we've touched on, like they use a lot of different type lockups and combinations. Maybe on the packaging it could be slightly better, but the color palette's solid throughout it. And again, they bring some duality. There's a dark green and a really light green, a dark blue and a really light blue. Everything with the color palette. I mean, you were saying it's really well thought out.
And they've got like a really good understanding that, again, they've got the advertising side of things, and they can use the photos, and the photos can be nice, bright, wonderful. Product shots can go from there. But with the packaging, they've brought in this color palette that is mainly for print. Yeah. And they know it's going to replicate well, it's going to reproduce well, and it just really is well thought out.
And on social media, they bring in like a product shot of a kettle, and then really crazy typography and colours behind it, and all of that sits nicely together. It's all just playing with like the two sides of the business, like really well thought out, really creative. It's really, really is a winning thing. And as a result, the concept for Morphy Richards, it's a 5. If I could give it a 6, I would give it a 6, but I can't. Yeah.
Visuals, they are really, really nice. I think, as I say, the illustrations I would like to see a little bit more. Yeah. But we'll see if that comes out as the sort of rebrand comes out and goes from
to life. Yeah.
Visuals, giving them a 4.
The logo, unfortunately, we think that's the one part that lets this rebrand down, so we're giving the logo a 2.
Yeah, type really nice. It's nothing or something in terms of the brand. It doesn't push too far. The visuals and illustrations are definitely the main part of this, so we'll give this a 3.
And the colour, it's well thought out. They're using the different shades to again play back into that dual kind of visual style, giving the colour a 4, which brings Morphy Richards branding on the high side for Rebrand Review. That is a 3.6 in total. It's a stunning job. It is really well thought out. And yeah, that's it. That's been Rebrand Review. Remember, like, comment, subscribe below, and we'll see you next time.